All right, we're live. What's up? Welcome to another Coffee with AJ episode. Thanks for joining me. I just realized I don't need my headphones on for this. I don't know why I put my headphones on. I just always do when I sit down at the desk, my studio desk. What are you doing back there, honey? Hmm? Come here. Come here. She wasn't sure if she should be back there, apparently. She's like, what's going on? This is just live coffee with AJ. I just usually just hang out, chat about random stuff, or give updates on what I've been working on and everything. Um, so yeah, haven't been recording much of anything lately, as far as content goes, and kind of wish I have been a little bit because I've been so obsessed with preparing for a couple of different things that are about to change for me. I haven't been creating content, So yeah, but right now I'm just preparing for having a bit of more time to work on this stuff, to create content and music. So that's part of what I've been like worried about planning about. It's like I'm gonna have a lot more free time, and I know that I gotta have a structured day, otherwise I won't get anything done. So I've been trying to do that, but also haven't been creating much, and should be. Ooh, I mean that one strong. Whoa, that'll wake you up. Anybody joining me, feel free to leave a comment or anything. I'm just hanging out, giving a couple updates of what I've been working on. Um, uh, as usual with me when I'm about to do you know, work on some big project for Fire from Heaven, I end up being like, hey, let's start this project too. Edson de Oliveira, welcome to the live stream, Edson. Good morning. I'm just drinking some coffee and hanging out, and chatting, giving a couple updates of what I've been doing with Fire from Heaven and the music and everything. And yeah, but just been working on a new song, and I think I'm gonna call it the Day of Indignation, which I get my phone out because I have a dictionary. I always forget what it means, but I thought it was pretty cool what it means. Oh, here it is. Yes, I'm old school, okay? Well, not as old school as some people. At least I don't have like a real dictionary. I just have a dictionary app. Okay. Oh, yeah. Indignation means anger aroused by something unjust, unworthy, or mean. So it's like in the storyline, it's about this guy. Basically, there's a tyrannical uh, outside people ruling over the native people, basically, of the planet. Because, like, I'm not familiar with my music. That's kind of what I like to do. Although I haven't finished any books for my past releases, I plan on having the book finished for this album whenever I release it. But basically, like, this planet was invaded by this evil, these evil monsters, basically. But they're sort of monsters that try to be civil and things like that. But anyways, the point is that they end up like enslaving these people and everything, and then like the native peoples, and the main character of the story is one of those people, and it's gonna be called Day of Indignation, because it's like the day that he like kind of wakes up and realizes everything, and then he starts fighting back against it. Is basically the idea. And no, it's not political at all. Politics don't solve crap. It's an allegory though. So there's deeper meaning behind it. I feel like one of the first things people would see is that, well, yeah, it's a tyrannical government ruling over people. Like, yeah, there's that. Um, but there's a lot more going on. Is deeper than that. It's like that any of the evil forces that the character faces is really just a picture of an each rather than a specific evil people or anything like that. You know what I mean? And it it's all like him just battling to become himself is really the idea. So he's kind of like up to scale. It's fantasy. So it's like epic storytelling. There's high stakes, epic battles, all of that. But it's all like pushing him to become himself. Like the best version of himself. So, and a big part of like the story is the fact that he like takes the oath of the fire folk, which are like his people, or they're also called Fireborn. I realized that's really cool. It's kind of copying Skyrim a little bit with Dragonborn, but I think it's cool, you know. But but takes the oath, which is I am become my name, which might sound kind of dumb, but that sounded cool. You let me know what you think. I guess maybe I'll change it. Um, but it's just like take to become yourself. To become the best version of yourself. Always be growing. Always be genuine and who you are. And yeah, that's kind of one of the main messages of it. But that's that's what's going on. And the first song is going to be called "Day of Indignation." I'm gonna have a featured vocalist on it too, so I'll be doing vocals and have a featured vocalist. Maybe in another live, I will tease a little bit of the song or something just for fun. But yeah. So that's what a little bit of what I've been working on. I've also been working on something else, like another music project. And this is just for fun. Like I haven't put a lot of time into this. I've sat down, like worked on a song for an hour. But the thing about it is, it's fun, and it expands my skill level with writing, in a different way. So I'm starting like a sort of instrumental orchestral project called Fireborn, and the first song will be coming out soon. I haven't even uploaded it yet, but I plan on releasing it the first or of May. Jeez, it's already almost May. Dang, man. But I'll be releasing that first song there, and it's kind of fun, and it's a way for me to like put out content in another way. My goal is just to always be valuable, and one of the biggest things that I'm valuable in is making music. So why not make more? Um, I haven't even decided like when I'm gonna try and release the new Fire from Heaven album. My goal, like, I kind of have like a pattern of releasing albums in the fall now. That's when I've released my last two albums, Defiant and Hidden Reflections, all kind of in the fall time. So that might be kind of my goal. Um, but we'll see. It's gonna be hard to get that done, but I'm also gonna have a lot more time to work on stuff. So I'm excited. I have probably 12 or 14, I think actually total 14 demos, like songs I've started for the album, and several of them are basically finished. They just need a couple like fitting touches, as far as like some of the more time consuming work goes with writing riffs and guitar and parts like that, but um, it is like a little more. It's time consuming as well to like work on the orchestral side of it. So like I add a lot of world instruments, stringed, lots of different things. This next single is gonna have some pretty sick choir stuff because if you've seen like some of those videos where people can have a choir say something, like they technology is pretty sick now. If you know how to utilize it, if you're resourceful, if you learn to be resourceful with what you have, when you get to a point where you start like investing in better resources, it's only going to serve you better because like I spent like made several of my first albums just with free plugins, now like able to like get some of this new technology where I can literally say something like I just type out the syllables and stuff like that and how you pronounce it, and a choir will say it. So I can have a choir say anything like I want. It's pretty sick. Or they have like some cool pre-programmed things that they'll say. Um, man, it's cool though, and a lot of fun. Anybody joining the live, let me know. I should do a sound check at the beginning, if you can hear me or not. But seemed well, seemed to be. I was chatting with someone. I think he left. So he didn't say anything about it. So hopefully you hear me okay. Um, what? Sometimes I keep some notes here. Things I'm working on. It's one thing I'm gonna do here in another week or so. I'm gonna try and bring back my podcast, The Philosophy. I haven't been posting it much or recording it much. It started out as a just audio recording podcast, and then I would do video podcasts on my Facebook Live. So I would just give updates and stuff like that, in that podcast. But I would also talk a little bit about like I basically started it so I could document Fire from Heaven's journey a little bit. But it turned out like more that I was sharing just like the philosophy and the ideas behind my music or like things I was writing and stuff like that. Um, for several episodes, I talked about a short book I wrote called "The Short-Lived Artist versus the Enduring Artist." You can actually find that on my shop with a crappy cover on it. I should actually pay someone to make a cover for that. There's an audiobook and a ebook. I could just make it so you buy one, you get both. Either way. But that was my first book. Warning, like I put that up here there to make like the point of the book, which is to like do what you're called to do, even though you feel like it sucks. You just have to allow yourself to grow and keep doing what you're doing. And perfectionism isn't excellence. Perfectionism keeps you from, you know, adding value to the world around you. The way you become valuable is by growing, and the way you grow is by, at least as an artist, is by making and releasing music and learning from like what people have to say about it, what they have to critique it and everything. Like you can't ever get any of that if you withhold all of your music and say, "Oh, that's not good enough." No, that's not good enough. And you have like 3 albums worth of music, but you're still working on your first album. Like, I understand trying to be the best you can, but like work within your means and do what you're capable of doing, and don't be a perfectionist. That just keeps you from getting stuff done, keeps you from getting work done. What's the goal? You want to get stuff done, or do you want to not get anything done? I mean, those people eventually get things done, but it's just like a lot of people would probably like to hear the rest of what you've written. Don't just scrap those. Put them on like a fan club or something at least. So, been trying to think about my schedule because I'm basically going into music full time for a month or two. we'll see how it goes after that. I'll be working my day job part time, so it's a little bit scary. And I was hoping to be a little bit more prepared, but I'm just realizing, this is something that's just, it's only going to be serve me if I do this because I can always go back to where I'm working full time, They, like, they've said that, And if that doesn't work out, then it doesn't. And I'll do what I've always done and find work. So, not hard, especially these days when everybody hates work. But, um, yeah, transitioning to doing that, I'll have, I'm thinking about my schedule. I have like several different podcasts I've started. Like, I started my own podcast network was the goal, just for a branch of content that is a little bit different, but it's something that is like every one of them is themed after my music. So like the philosophy is just like the ideas behind this band, this project, and the music I write and everything. And then I have the myth lore casts where I tell stories. I basically make an epic audiobook type of thing with music and everything. So if you haven't heard that, check out the myth lore cast on Spotify. I think that's the only place it's available. And basically, what I did was, for the first, I have 2 episodes up. For the first one, I read a little bit of one of my own stories. I put epic music and sound effects and everything, and then I talked about the story and like gave it a little context so people knew what was going on. And then I did one of the first stories in the Silmarillion in Tolkien's world, and explained a little bit of that and the lore of that. So planning on taking like old mythological writings and then talking about it is what I'm forecast. I only have a few, but I'm going to be doing more of that. So that's 2 podcasts. So then I have the Mythical Mindset podcast where I take stories and kind of give a personal twist to it, like lessons we can learn from mythical stories. Like most of what I've covered is, Tolkien's world, which is fantasy, but it's still mythological. That idea. Um, then I have Metalhead Minds. Basically the same thing, only with metal bands and metal music, where I take personal development ideas from that, from heavy metal, and talk about ways we can less personal development lessons we can learn from them. Basically, then that's 4 podcasts. I think I might have started a theological one, Metalhead Theology. I may I've recorded maybe 1 or 2 episodes of that. Um, but I plan on doing all of these as video podcasts on my Facebook and YouTube, and be doing a lot of those. And plus, I'll be doing like this live stream. I'm planning on doing this live stream every morning, and the live stream where I'm working on music or playing music. I think just working on music live stream. I'm currently still working on my setup, so it might be just from my phone or something while I work on the setup. Um, but people have always still joined me on that and had a lot of fun. So yeah. So then I also do this thing where I do a live recording. I sometimes I'll stream it as a live video, but it's not like live like as in real time. Where I just throw on a drum beat and improv some riffs. So I'll probably be doing one of those every day. Like I'm going to make a lot of noise, you guys, in another week or so. So be prepared for lots of content. I've been spending the last month just preparing. I should have been creating more, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna make up for it with a lot of different content. So yeah. Plus I'll be sharing some short posts on stories in my books and everything. That originally, like, album that I'm working on was just gonna be like a like a personal development type album. I was gonna call it Hellraiser. Um, but then just for some reason, like I thought of Hellstormer, you know, and then it kind of just started from there. It's like, and then I started writing a story, and now I have like a whole trilogy of book ideas for this story. So yeah, so there might be several albums based on these stories. We'll see. I have like 50 song ideas for this album too. Just like I'll go through what I like to do is plan everything out before I even start writing. I like to know what I'm like. I have a sort of a plan of what I'm gonna write about. Um, I start with like a prompt, like just a idea or something, song name idea or something like that. Like that's usually what I start with as a a prompt for lyrical writing and stuff like that later on. Um, and with musical prompts, sometimes I'll listen to a band that I like, and as a prompt, I'll just kind of be like, how can I make this riff sort of my own way, put my own twist to it. And I don't completely copy the riff because I don't know how to play it. Obviously, like I could try to, but I don't try to. I try to sort of use it as something to prompt the idea for my own riff. So that's why I do music, like writing guitar. That's usually how I'll. If I'm having a bit of writer's block, that's how I get past that pretty quickly. And once you get something started, it's a lot a lot easier to get keep it going. So, yep, coffee's getting a little bit lukewarm. No one likes lukewarm, right? Um, but just want to do a quick live video this morning. Thank you guys for joining me. Um, anybody who's joining now, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna end this broadcast. If you want to chat, that's fine. Um, Otherwise, I might end the broadcast. Anybody, uh, where you guys watching from? I see there's a few people watching. No one be responding. Check out this. Boom. I can just put that up. Check out metalfirefromheaven.com. You know, what I could do is create a banner that says, leave a comment, bro. Oh, one other thing I forgot about. So this would make 5. Is another podcast I started because I wanted to help other underground artists. Is I started this podcast called Underground Artists University, where I'll be giving tips and tricks and ideas for other independent underground artists, trying to find their way, find their audience, and get the support they need to keep creating. And yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I plan on doing well, I have some ideas to put together some free courses. It's tier 1, 2, and 3 level courses where it's like a little bit of like a monthly subscription to pay for. I'm just gonna put them all on Patreon because Patreon's free, as opposed to a lot of other course platforms where you have to pay, or uh, for each person that buys your course, you have to like give them a cut or something, like the platform you're using. I don't have any problem with that, but I just figured Patreon courses are an easy way to start if I wanted to. But if there are any artists, whether you're watching the live stream now or rewatching it later, wherever you're rewatching it, leave a comment or any questions you have, um, because I'll be doing more of those podcast episodes as well, and I could address your questions and try to help you out with your struggles. because it's not easy underground artist, but it's a lot easier than it has been for a long time with the new music industry and the way it is. People could, find their audience within months, um, and it's great, with but the point that people need to understand is it takes a lot of hard work still, and especially if you're a solo artist and doing it all yourself, making the music, and you you just gotta learn how to wear some different hats and do the marketing, the promotion, everything. But that all starts with a little bit of strategy, not a little bit of strategy, a lot of strategy and planning, behind the scenes, uh, planning things like what kind of people you want to reach, what is the ideal audience and stuff like that, and I think the easiest way to understand it is to understand who you are, and a lot of times who you are is the people you're trying to reach. Not exactly who you are, but very similar to who you are, your interests and stuff like that. So when you know yourself, you know your audience. Is That's kind of my opinion. So think about things you would enjoy and build a culture around your social media. Here's a quick uh, masterclass that'll change your perspective of social media. Stop making it about your music and culture around it. Easy way to do that is with memes. Post some memes. you know, People who follow me probably might get sick of Lord of the Rings memes, but it's like it builds culture. It's relatable. That's one of the goals of it. Make myself more relatable and stuff like that. I'm not manipulating or anything. I'm genuine. Like every one of those memes, I'm like laughing as I'm hearing it. I post the laughy emojis. That's genuinely like my response to the memes. So that's an easy way to create culture. Create culture around your music. I've paid a lot of money to learn that. Okay, so you know, I'm giving that to you for free. And I'll do a lot of other stuff with that podcast. Just leave a comment. Let me know what your questions are. I'd love to share my experience. And I'd love to struggle with you, because doing the same thing. Been struggling for years to figure this stuff out. I feel like I finally got a bit of a handle on it. Because, the biggest, excuse me, biggest lesson I've learned is stop, messing around and take action. We can do productive things, but not, you know, be productive for ourselves. And a lot of artists can get caught up with the things that don't matter. It's simple. Be valuable to your audience and know, who you are and know like the things you enjoy and ask the question, how can I build culture around that? And, make this, about them and not about me, because most social pages for artists I see is check out my CD, check out my album, check this out, you know, and I think that they're getting, there's sort of like a revolution, they're getting better, and I was this way for a long time, but like just ask the question, how can I be valuable to my fans today? I'll hop on here, say, well, hey, this song was about this. Here's a little bit about like what I mean, with these lyrics or some story about it. Give some, just make yourself more relatable to people, and then you won't have to ask all the time, like, hey, go check that out, my new CD and stuff like that. People will just go and be listening to it all the time. Um, you know, there's still like with marketing, they say people have to like read something like so many times before they actually take action on it. So still you gotta sell, to make money and get support. But it's just like when you see every single post is like, hey, check out my album, check out this, go to my show, this, that, all about me. That's sending a message all about me, not you. And artists just need to figure that out. make it about your fans, not you. Um, I got on a rant. Like I could talk about that stuff forever. So that's definitely one I'll be working on. So I have 5 podcasts, maybe 6 that I'll be doing. And what I'm thinking is I'll do one each day, and when I'm transitioning full time doing this stuff. So I'm trying to keep it like I have sort of like a content theme for each day. I'm still working on it, but let's see. Oh yeah, and then I had another idea for like a show. You guys are gonna be like blown away by the amount of content that's gonna be coming out in a couple of weeks. Um, see if I can find. Oh, there it is. So what I have is Metal Music Monday, um, where I might be sharing one of my own songs, or I might be sharing another artist's song. That I've been jamming to. Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday, where I have some Lord of the Rings trivia, or I might start incorporating other fantasy stories and stuff like that to that as well. Wednesday is Warrior Wednesday. It's like more of like a motivational type thing. Um, Thursday is like Throwback Thursday, where I bring something back that I did a something like that, or it might be just like a throwback to metal music, like an old metal song I used to jam out to, or different things like that. Just where I'm sharing these random posts. By the way, if you guys have any ideas for this you think could be better, like, I also thought about doing Mythical Monday, but I don't know. But for example, like things like that. If you have any ideas, let me know. Um, Friday, um, I originally had written down here Fan Friday, highlight a fan's um artwork or anything like that inspired by my music. I might not be that famous yet, where people are tattooing themselves or making artwork based on stuff, but that might be cool. One day when after I've released a couple of books and people start making art about it, that'd be awesome. But what I'm doing now is Featured Artist Friday, where I know that there's uh several different artists that follow my page, underground artists and stuff like that. So I want to give back to the community and stuff too. Like, I think if more artists promoted each other, it would be awesome. I see that once in a while, and it's awesome. Like if they have like a featured vocalist from another band, but um, artists, if they just like shared each other's work, that would probably help them a lot. Whether they have a band featured on their song or not, like be like, hey, this band released a new song, check it out. Um, should be like helping each other, more community. So that's the goal with that. Um, I spent a lot of time building this platform, and I want to use it to help other artists. And if other artists can give you, my listeners, value as well, so be it. I mean, they're my competitors in a sense, but eh, you know, I just think it's good to give back. And if you find value in that, like I don't want to be the only person you like have to come to find value. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just want to build a community and be connected with other artists. Like they might be, because I want it to be a healthy competition. Good competitors can be friends, and so that's the goal with that. Um, but see, shout out Saturday, where I give a shout out, but that's like I kind of changed that, so I don't know. So I don't know Saturdays. So if you have an idea, let me know. Sundays, Story Sunday. Your story or inspiration behind one. Your songs, yeah. So I haven't even done that one. I'm still working on that. I haven't done one of those posts yet, but I might do that because I write. So, excuse me. Yeah, I'm about finished with my coffee, and it's probably cold now. Oh, I wish you were either cold or hot, but you're lukewarm. You get that reference? I don't know why I don't just put it in like a one of my travel types hot for a lot longer. But, anyways, yep. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this broadcast. Um, be doing a lot more in the future. I've just been planning and planning, and get ready for a lot of noise. I'm gonna disrupt, bro. And no tip for you artists: you want to beat your competitors, but have a healthy competition, and everything. But one simple thing would distinguish you from your competitors, and that is adding more value to your fan base than them. So they might have great music, but you hear from them once every so often, like, hey, we're releasing an album. Like when they come out with a single, they start an album campaign, they release a few singles, and they drop the album, maybe go on tour and everything, and then you don't hear from them until they release another album. It's pretty easy to beat that. Show up every day, hang out like this, artists. Be more valuable than your competition. If you want to get to a place, like that's more valuable in real ways, not artificial ways, or fake ways. Be real. But I'm gonna end this live here. Check out metalfirefromheaven.com. I actually have a page on there that is Fire Radio Podcast, where you have where I try to keep it updated with the recent episodes of each podcast, but I haven't updated it in a while. But you can go check that out still. And but lots of other things on my website. You can sign up to email list, and you'll get free music once in a while. And you'll get notified whenever I release new content and have new deals on my shop. So you get discount codes and stuff like that if I have any sales going on, which I have a pretty massive sale going on. You can get my digital bundle for like let me look. Albums. Actually, 6 albums worth of music, 5 full albums, and 5 albums, and then an album of demos, random demos I have here and there added to it, and that's a lot of music, and it's only $15. So on album, you get 6. So that's pretty sick sale. If you're a new fan of Fire from Heaven, that's a great way to support me and check out all I have for. I also have a CD bundle discount going on. You can get all 5 of my albums for $45. You think about that, 4 albums is worth more than that if you're pricing each one at $12. So, and it's so check that out. Check out my shop, firefromheavenshop.create. Here, real quick, just for you. This is what's cool about StreamYard. You just add this stuff right here now. Oh, boom. Got firefromheavenshop.com, bro. And thank you for joining me for this live. And I will see you later. Stay metal, take massive action, storm hell.